What's going on, guys? So today I wanted to do a little bit of an update on that broken Nintendo that we had on the channel. What was it, a couple of weeks ago, a few videos back. And I had the broken Nintendo and the Super Nintendo that I had got from the flea market. And I wanted to see if they were going to be able to work. Well, they did power on in that video, but we were not getting any kind of video or audio out of either. Of course, this was the broken Nintendo. You guys remember that? You see in there, see that I gutted it out. God, whatever happened to this thing, man? Who knows? But it's super nasty, and I obviously will be tossing the shell out. But yeah, wanted to show you guys what the inside looked like. Not, it's pretty dirty right here. It's definitely not worth keeping, and being all broken stuff. And then of course the inside, get that on here. And of course that's the metal plate or whatever for the bottom, and you see it's really nasty in there, really all broken up pieces everywhere, rust everywhere, just a leaf, a random leaf. And yeah, there's stuff hanging still. I will be taking this and the original, which that is right here. This one, the original piece. You can see it's got a bunch of rust right there. The top isn't super bad or anything, but still a little bit of rough condition. It's pretty much just right there on the back. The bottom one's a little bit worse. So yeah, pretty nasty, pretty beat up. I will be taking those pieces though, and I will be getting the rust off of that, and I will be reusing those down the line. So, but I did show you guys the board, and we're going to go a little bit more deeper into this. The video is not going to be super long, guys. I just want to show you guys what all I did with this Nintendo. But as you can see, the casing here, which the casing itself is not, it's pretty bad, but it's the outside. The inside is not like this at all. So it's just the outside. And I will go in a little more in detail about that here in a second. But yeah, so this is the board that was on there. And let me show you guys what I had to do. All right, so you can see on the board here, the actual board itself is really not in all that bad of a shape, actually. I'm actually kind of surprised after the condition of the Nintendo. I'm surprised that this thing is not worse. And everything seems to be pretty good, to be honest. Now, there was obviously a few places here, as you can see, where I had to scrape away some of the rust. And there's another place over here. But everything else seems to be pretty intact. Now, the box here, as you can see, now this thing is pretty rusted, pretty bad. But everything else inside of it was pretty good. Now, I will be, at a later date, I will be scraping this off and getting that rust off. But inside, it actually was not bad. It's just the outer appearance. Now, I did have to replace this capacitor right here. I didn't have to. I could have let it, stay in for a little bit longer. But since I was already in this thing, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and replace it. It did have a slight little bulge. The old capacitor did, not this one. So I went ahead and just swapped that out. And basically, for anybody that doesn't know, basically you can go from here, you just take it out, and then that's when you have all your, where you can get to it and desolder the stuff and then resolder it, of course. Also, while I was in here, and I'll show you guys where that's at. If you guys don't know, let me flip this around so you can see it better. Most of you probably already know, but right here, if I can, there we go. I went ahead and disabled the lockout chip. So I tend to do that just because, to get rid of that blinking light. of death. And it also is a region lock and everything, so it just makes it play better, and I always usually do that. Another thing that I did was I had to, I took this off, 72 pin connector, and gave it a really good cleaning. As you can see, it came out pretty good. It was pretty dull, but as you can see now, really good shape. Polished it up real good. Also, fixed the pin. The connector's up here. And there's a bunch of videos on that. Really, I'm not going to go into detail about that, but there's a bunch of videos on that. But anyways, I fixed all that. So now this works amazing. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys what all I had to do to get this officially working. It did power on, but there was no video. We couldn't get video or anything like that. And most of that, it wasn't because of the capacitor. Obviously, it wouldn't have powered on if that capacitor wasn't working still. So, but I did want to swap that out and get this severely cleaned and fix the pins. I do that on every NES that I end up getting. I always go in and clean this real good and then fix it, and then of course disable the lockout chip, which I already showed you guys on that. And so, like I said, I'm gonna keep this. I like to keep it as original as I can. So I am gonna, at a later date, before I do any more projects with it or whatever, I'm going to definitely get this all off so that way the rust doesn't continue to spread, thus going onto the board and making it not usable. But I've got an already, like I said, I'm going to clean that stuff, but I've already got an extra, bottom and top plate that I'm going to put this board in. And most likely, and I need to clean this up a little bit, but it's another shell. I have a bunch of NESs and a bunch of like just extra parts and stuff like that. So I do have extras of these laying around. As you can see, let me go ahead and open it up. There is nothing inside of it, of course. So most likely I will be putting in this. We'll talk about that a little bit in just a little bit, but I wanted to show you guys that this thing does indeed power on and work now. Okay, so I've already went ahead and plugged the RCAs into it. I've already got it back in, or I've got it inside of the new casing for it. And I've already, like I said, I already got the RCAs and the power. Let me hold this because I don't want it to fall out. I've got no screws holding this thing together. But yeah, you can see the power supply back there is hooked up. Now I went ahead, you don't have, when you're working on this stuff, this does not have to be in there. You can literally test it just on this, but either way, I just wanted to go ahead and slap it together a little bit. And like I said, it's you can see it moving around. Like I said, I don't have it screwed in at all, but I just wanted you guys to see that this is still the one that we're talking about here. But anyway, so I've already got the TV on back here and ready to go. My old trusty test game, my extra Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. I always test with these. So anyways, let's go ahead and put it in there. And like I said, guys, I fixed everything, got it working super good. Try to do this on camera, go ahead and push it in there real good. Now I don't have to push it down. You can, or you don't have to. The way that I do these, I fix them. They literally boot up or down, whichever you're liking. But let me see if I can get both of these on at the same time in the shot. Anyway, just push that. Here we go. Trying to get this out of the way. But yeah, like I said, guys, I'll go ahead and show you. Obviously, you see that it's not pushed down, but go ahead and push it down if you wanted to. Same result. Comes right on. Pretty freaking awesome, huh, guys? So it does work now. Go ahead and turn that off. Push it up, and once again, so you guys can see it, it does not have to be pushed down. and this thing will fire up every single time. Now let me hold this, because like I said, I'm gonna go start pulling it out, and I don't want it to all just come out or whatever. So anyways, as you can see, and it'll fire up on the first time every single time, the way that I fixed and refurbished these things, guys. Go ahead and push it back in, just like so. Push on, bam. Every single time. Works like it's brand spanking new, and better. You can tap it, hit it, and it's not gonna reset. Remember the how these things were, man, you barely even hit this thing and it's like, oh God, it turned off. Nope. Reset button works. It's amazing. It's amazing. So let's go ahead and turn this off. I'm gonna go ahead and let's turn this off too. No reason for it to be on. So my question to you guys is, and awesome. And like I said, there's not been ever an NES that I have not ever fixed. Every single one comes out just like that. Just like that. Works perfect. My record on that is flawless on the NESs. So I showed you guys what all I did on, you know, its original casing and stuff. I didn't show you this stuff though. So I did gut everything that I could reuse. No, I didn't put it on that one because I've got a little project. So here are the stuff that some of the stuff that and this is for, of course, controller 1 and controller 2 or whatever. So I did take those off because I'm going to be able to reuse those, and I didn't want to trash that. Of course, that stuff works perfect. The only thing in there is just the outer shell that I'm not going to be able to use. So my question is to you guys, and I'm going to actually, I mean, you can leave it down here in the comments if you want, but in the comments section, actually, the community, I'm going to make a community post on there, and I'm going to let you guys decide. Hopefully you guys will vote on it or whatever, but I'm going to put a poll up, and I'm going to be asking you guys, should I put it in the new casing that I've already, you know, got it sitting in or whatever, and of course with the newer top or whatever, you know, well, it's not new, but you know what I mean. But anyways, I'm gonna have a poll on there asking you guys, should I put it in the original, you know, in the original shell, and put it all back together and leave it like that, clean that shell a little bit more or whatever, because it is a little bit dirty. But clean it all up, make it look real good in the original form, which, mind you guys, I have like 8 or 9 of these things already, all perfect working. But I kind of wanted to do something with this, with the original shell that's all broken to pieces. I wanted to either put it in this or customize one. And I don't mean with that shell, I mean with, I hate to say it, but like even like a toaster or something, you know what I mean? Something else a little bit more original, something that maybe someone else hasn't done already. But yeah, so I wanted to let you guys choose that. Should I put it in the original, or should I customize it in something else and make it look pretty cool for the game room, and so I can actually display it? So I'll let you guys decide on that. And after this video, if you guys want to go ahead and go vote on it, the poll will be up after this video is up. So you guys can go ahead and go and vote on that. Hopefully you guys like the video as well. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here to the channel, please make sure to subscribe as well. And that's it for today. So I hope you guys liked the video, like I said, and like always, you guys have a great one. Until the next time, game on.